Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. For today's lesson, we are going to learn the third content standard, okay, or the third subtopic of chapter 10, which is 10.3 mechanism of heartbeat. Okay, so you have learned about the chambers, okay, of human heart. Okay, the right chamber, okay, right atrium, and right ventricle, okay, and then left atrium and left ventricle. Okay, actually how blood circulated to the whole body. Okay, so you have learned the three components of human blood circulatory system. The heart, okay, the blood, and the blood vessels. So now, to understand the mechanism of heartbeat by referring to the heart function. So heart function, apa fungsi heart? Act as a muscular pump. Okay, bertindak sebagai satu pump. So when we relate with pump, apa yang awak faham dengan pump? Dia akan keluarkan something kan? Okay, so that when we refer to the heart function, okay, so the heart will pump or push the blood out to the whole body. So kita kena kaitkan jantung ni dia akan mengepam darah ataupun akan menolak darah keluar daripada jantung ke seluruh badan. Okay. First of all, recall back, revise back. In chapter 2, you have learned about the cardiac muscle cell. Okay. Cardiac muscle cell, look at the structure here, the cross section. Okay. Under the electron microscope, scanning electron microscope, or maybe, okay, light microscope, also we can see the structure. Okay, clearly the cells, the cardiac muscle cell or cardiac muscle tissue are interconnected. So awak nampak dia bersambungan. Kalau lukisan biasa nampak macam ni lah. Okay, so the nucleus here, the nuclei. Actually, why are the cells are interconnected? Kenapa macam bersambungan? Okay, so that the impulse or the signal can be spread, can be distributed rapidly. Jadi, impulse atau signal boleh dihantar dengan cepat. Okay, so dia bukan wujud sebagai single cell. Okay, now interconnected. So that the impulse can be spread, can be distributed rapidly, dengan sangat cepat. Okay, next look at the characteristic of these cells. Okay, apakah ciri utama? Okay, the first one, myogenic. Okay, so myogenic means that the cell, okay, the heart can contract. Kalau kita refer kepada keseluruhan jantung tersebut, okay, the cardiac muscle are myogenic, so that the heart can contract and relax on its own without any stimulation of impulse or signal. That's why if we put, okay, the heart into oxygenated solution, okay, for example, nutrient solution with high concentration of oxygen, high concentration of dissolved oxygen, okay, the heart muscle still can contract and relax on its own. Jadi kalau kita keluarkan jantung yang masih berfungsi daripada badan manusia, okay, letakkan dalam satu solution yang tinggi kandungan nutrien dan oksigen, okay, jantung tu masih boleh berdegup, masih boleh contract, relax sendiri. Tak perlukan connection dengan apa-apa mesin. Okay. So, that's why kita refer cardiac muscle ni sebagai myogenic. Okay. So next, look at the blood circulation in humans. You have learned before, saya dah terangkan dengan jelas. Make sure you can memorize the mechanism, okay? The blood flow, okay, recall back. Deoxygenated blood from the upper part of your body will enter your heart through superior and inferior vena cava. So from the upper part will flow through superior vena cava, and from the lower part of your body will enter your heart through inferior vena cava. So the blood now will fill right atrium. Okay, so when right atrium contract, what will happen? So the blood will be pushed into right ventricle. So next, okay, look at this valve, the tricuspid valve. When the blood is pumped or pushed into the right ventricle, so tricuspid valve will close. Tolong ingat, okay, pastinya untuk prevent backflow. Okay, next, the right ventricle will contract so that the blood can be pushed out from the heart through pulmonary artery. Okay, so after that, the blood, the deoxygenated blood, will be transported to the lungs for gases exchange. Okay, so after that, after gases exchange occur, what will happen? Oxygenated blood then return back to your heart through pulmonary vein. Okay, both right and left side of your lung. Okay, so when the blood fill your left atrium, so the blood will be pushed into the left ventricle when atrium, the left atrium fill with blood. Okay, so left atrium will contract to push the blood into the left ventricle. Okay, so next, look at this one, the valve here, the bicuspid valve. Okay, so bicuspid valve will close to prevent backflow. Okay, so now left ventricle will contract to push the blood out, okay, from your heart through aorta. So oxygenated blood will be transported to the whole body. Okay, so this is the branch of aorta. So oxygenated blood will be pushed to the whole body, including the upper part of your body and lower part of your body. Okay, actually this one referring to systemic circulation. If we relate with pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein, so we have to relate with pulmonary circulation. That one, revision. Kita dah belajar before this. Okay. So same for semilunar valve lah. Hopefully awak ingat this one also to prevent backflow. Okay. So look at this one. Our world of biology. Even a simple one awak perlu tahu. Okay. Medtronic Micra. Okay. Medtronic Micra actually artificial pacemaker. The function just like SA node. Okay, SA node. Pacemaker will initiate heartbeat. Okay, the size is about the size of a vitamin pill. Sangat kecil, okay. Then place in the heart without surgery. Just want to stimulate the heartbeat. Okay. This one. The size just like a pill. Okay, the vitamin pill. Okay. So you have learned about the blood flow in your heart. So now pumping of the heart. Okay, Now look at the mechanism. Okay. So this is the location of sinoatrial node. Okay. So sinoatrial node is the pacemaker that will start or generate the electrical impulse. Okay, sinoatrial node yang akan start electrical signal ni maksudnya maklumat impulse. Okay, just like electric, awak switch on switch, so arus elektrik akan mengalir ke mesin atau device yang awak nak dia berfungsi tersebut. So now kita refer just like heart. Okay, analoginya macam tu lah. So just like switch, you switch on. Okay, so SA node is the pacemaker that will start the electrical impulse. So after electrical impulse generated, after that, both atria, right and left atrium, will receive this electrical impulse because electrical impulse will be spread rapidly in both atria. So maklumat elektrik sekarang ni diterima oleh kedua-dua bahagian atrium. So when both atria receive the electrical impulse, right and left atrium will contract simultaneously pada masa yang sama. Okay? So after both atrium receive the impulse, okay, both atria will contract to push the blood into both ventricle. So contraction of atria will help to push the blood into ventricle. So awak kena merge apa yang awak dah belajar sebelum ni, blood flow in the heart, okay, and now we have to relate with electrical impulse. Okay, so now when blood pump or push into the ventricle, at the same time, electrical impulse will reach AV node. So here is the AV node, the atrioventricular node. Okay, when the impulse reach AV node, after that, electrical impulse will be spread through bundle of His. This one, the bundle of His, and then electrical impulse will be spread through Purkinje fiber, okay, up to the apex of the heart. So the whole structure of the heart, including the apex of the heart, will receive the electrical signal. Konsep sama, you kaitkan analogi, you switch on, for sure electrical signal, elektrik yang mengalir akan sampai ke seluruh bahagian device yang awak nak dia berfungsi tersebut. Okay, so electrical impulse spread through bundle of His, okay, Purkinje fiber, and up to the apex of the heart. All these actually are the specialized muscle tissue, okay, that involve in spreading the impulse or electrical impulse over both ventricle. Okay, so now electrical impulse spread from the apex of the heart to the whole ventricle. Okay, that's why both ventricle will contract to pump the blood out to the lungs and the whole body. Okay, jadi bila kedua-dua bahagian ventricle menerima maklumat elektrik tadi, electrical impulse tadi, impulse saraf, okay, ataupun impulse elektrik, so kedua-dua bahagian akan contract. Kenapa? Untuk pump keluar darah ke paru-paru dan juga ke seluruh badan. Okay. Okay, next, look at this one. Okay, saya dah ajar before this, the lap-dub sound. Okay, the lap-dub sound actually, okay, produced by the valve. Okay, the closure, the closing sound of the heart valve. Okay, the first lap sound produced when tricuspid valve and bicuspid valve close. Okay, so the tricuspid and bicuspid valve close to prevent backflow. Okay. Next, the second dub sound produced when semilunar valve here and here. Okay, close. Also to prevent backflow back to the ventricle. This one to prevent backflow back to the atria. So lap dub. Okay. Okay, next, look at the contraction of skeletal muscles around the vein. You have to understand that, okay, the pumping of the heart will help the distribution and flowing of the blood through arterioles, the branch of artery, and capillary. After that, gases exchange, even the nutrients exchange will occur. However, to return back the blood into the heart, okay, involving the veins, the pumping of the heart is not sufficient enough, tak cukup, okay, for the blood flow to continue through the vein and return to the heart. So, pengecutan otot pada jantung tu tak cukup kuat lah untuk kembalikan darah kepada jantung. Okay, so this one is a major problem actually, terutama bagi orang tua kalau ada masalah pada kaki. Okay, kadang-kadang duduk lama pun rasa sakit just because of the blood clot form around the area of vein that is called thrombosis. Okay, so now look at this one. Okay, so the blood will return back to your heart against gravity. Terutamanya bila kita kaitkan dengan bahagian kaki, bahagian bawah badan. Okay, the blood is forced to flow against the force of gravity, against gravitational pull. Okay, so dia akan melawan daya gravity yang awak dah belajar dalam fizik. So the presence of valve in the veins will ensure that the blood flow in one direction to the heart. Okay, so the blood flow in the vein actually helped by contraction of the muscle, the smooth muscle found in the venule and vein walls. Okay, look at here. These are the veins. Okay, so these are the skeletal muscle. Okay, and the vein for sure consists of smooth muscle. So contraction of smooth muscle around the venule and vein wall actually will help the blood, okay, to return back to your heart. At the same time, the contraction of skeletal muscle around the vein, okay, will help to push the blood back to your heart. Okay, so contraction of skeletal muscle, press, dia akan tekan bahagian vein tu. Okay, constrict. Constriction of the vein means that the vein become narrow. Okay, so the valve will open and allow the blood to flow towards the heart. And the valve will close to prevent backflow of the blood, okay, towards the foot. So darah ni, bila dah kembali kepada jantung, vein akan tutup lah untuk prevent backflow. Okay, macam case tadi saya sebut orang tua, sometimes duduk lama, dia akan rasa lenguh kaki, kebas kaki, sakit kaki. Okay, normally due to injury in the valve, okay, to the blood vessel, that's why blood clot will be formed. Okay, boleh jadi pengumpulan darah atau mungkin ketulan darah beku di situ. Okay. This one lah. Okay. So that's all for 10.3. Thank you very much.